Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. Today's reading, we're looking at your person and how they're feeling about you and about your relationship right now. So I've got 3 readings for you. These cards came from your reading. I'm doing the intro after the readings. And let's take a look. For group 1, your card is the Queen of Swords. I'll hold that there for a second so you can get a good look. For group 2, your card is the 8 of Pentacles. And for group 3, your card is the 4 of Swords. All right. So give it a gut check. Decide which one feels right for you, which one you're drawn to. You can go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the group that you want to watch, and it'll take you straight to your reading. We'll see you there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, we're going to take a look at your person, and we're going to find out how they feel about you right now. And of course, when I say right now, it's, this general time frame. And feelings do change, thoughts do change. But if you're wondering, how are they feeling about me right now, this reading's going to help you find out. So let's jump in and take a look at what Spirit can tell you. Your first card is the 5 of Cups reversed. Then we have the World reversed. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. I'm sorry, upright. Sorry about that. Queen of Swords upright. There might be a message in that somewhere. We'll find out. Sometimes when things come out of my mouth for what feels like no reason, sometimes there's something to that, but we'll find out. We have the Queen of Cups. And one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the 2 of Cups reversed. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you, and then we'll talk through these one at a time. Okay? Right, bear with me just 1 second. They're telling me that your person is experiencing a bout of confusion when it comes to you and your relationship. Let me get a little bit more information. They're saying they're not sure where it's headed. And you may be feeling the same way. Maybe that's why you're here. And they're telling me they want to ask you, just kind of to be blunt about it and ask you, but they're not that kind of person, really, to do that. So they're kind of, in a sense, they're waiting for you to say something, or waiting for it to come up naturally, waiting for the right opportunity. But they're feeling very confused right now. That's the truth. Um, Not about you so much, they're telling me, but about your relationship and where it's headed, where it's going. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the cards. The first card is the Five of Cups reverse. They're telling me that you two have had your ups and downs, that you've had your disappointments. You've definitely had your high points. They're telling me it's been a bit of a roller coaster, and the height of the roller coaster, if you know what I mean, will vary from person to person. Obviously, there's lots of different people, different relationships here. So you may have had, you're telling me, a kiddie roller coaster, meaning little ups, little downs, or you may have had very steep, high roller kind of roller coaster. Where the highs were very high and the lows were, really unfortunate. So take that as it resonates for you and your relationship. But they are showing me ups and downs, high points, low points, disappointments, really general happiness. And this is what's contributing to the confusion in big part. They're not sure what to think about these ups and downs, how seriously to take them. Is it a warning sign that maybe you're not compatible? Or is it just one of those things that couples go through? They don't know. They don't know. And that's the general overall sense from them. Right. The next card is the World reversed. One sec. They're telling me that they are a bit worried that you won't be able to continue. The two of you won't be able to continue. Like, will it end? Will it not end? And in a sense, this is bringing them down. So, yeah, they're telling me that they're not sure what the future looks like. And this is the biggest negative for them, with regards to how they feel about you. And again, they're clarifying that it's not so much about you, even though that's what this reading is meant to be. But this is what they want you to hear. It's not so much about you. They like you, they have feelings for you, but they're very confused. The low times, they're saying, sometimes makes it feel to them like it's not worth it. Like, you're not going to make it. It's not going to work out. Maybe it's not even worth trying. But the high times, the good times, change all of that. And it feels like it could last. And that's why you've got the World card here, because the World card can represent endings. In reverse, it's this pause. Is it ending or not ending? Is it going? Is it not going? Moving forward, or is it not worth pursuing? Again, it's not so much how they feel about you, it's about how things seem to be going between the two of you, which is interesting. All right. So then we have the Queen of Swords, and they're telling me this represents you and what they actually really like about you. You're honest. You speak your mind. You tell the truth. They kind of like that you don't always worry about saying the right thing, if that makes sense. Because they don't usually have to wonder where they stand with you. But they're bringing to mind now, when I blurted out Queen of Swords reversed. And like I said, I don't even know why, but they're bringing that to mind now, and they're wanting to explain. So give me a second. They're telling me, even though you're very honest and straightforward, you're not talking about this either. And they sense that you you are aware of the same things, of the same ups and downs, the same, moments when it feels like, oh, this isn't worth it. Is it worth it? I don't know. And the same ups where you think, gosh, I can't live without this person kind of feeling. They sense that you're experiencing the same things, and they really want to know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And that's the truth. They're feeling very confused, but what they love about you is your honesty and your straightforwardness. So if you're thinking strongly one way or another, you want to continue, you don't want to continue, or you just want to talk about this, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to have that conversation. They don't tend to like heavy conversations, which is why they're not bringing it up. But they kind of want this one to happen. It's the truth. So it won't be an easy conversation, no matter what. Because of the challenges that you've had, they're saying it should be more of a conversation than you just saying, I want this, I want that. But they do want to know how you feel, what you're thinking about your connection. So then we have the Queen of Cups. They're telling me they do care about you. And no matter what happens, because this card sort of represents the future, whether it be near or far, but the future of your relationship. They do hold a place in their heart for you. So whether you stay together or you don't, and that is to be determined, right, by the two of you. But they do have a love for you, depending on the length of your relationship. It could be love, it could be, a deep caringness, a deep fondness. It feels like love, even if they're not saying love. There is this place in their heart for you, and they will always, they're telling me they'll always be there for you, even if you don't stay together as a couple, because they care about you. They do genuinely care about you. And they know that you care about them. They don't doubt that. They believe it, that you'll both be there for each other no matter what, whether you're a couple or not. So it may just be down the road that you decide to be friends. What are you saying? They're saying the friendship is very strong here. Even though you're a couple, they're saying don't forget the friendship, because it's a strong one. It's a strong one that could really benefit the both of you, no matter what. Okay. So the advice card for you is the Two of Cups reversed. Hold on. Just hear what Spirit wants to say. They're saying whether you want this or you don't want this, you have to feel free to express your feelings. And they encourage you to. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it causes like some upset, because your person does struggle with heavy conversations, it may cause a little friction, just bringing it up, even though they want you to. On some level they do want you to, but it makes them uncomfortable, so keep that in mind. But there's Spirit saying don't let that stop you, because it's a conversation that should happen. They're also saying that it may be time for the two of you to have some space apart. So this may or may not be for everyone. It will depend on your particular situation. But if there is an opportunity for you to kind of cool off for a while, and I would say that's probably more likely for newer relationships. If you can kind of cool off, give each other a little bit of space for a while, to reestablish a level of balance in your own self and in their own self, and see where things stand. Because right now, this little or big roller coaster has got things feeling all kinds of topsy-turvy and creating confusion, and it's just uncertainty. So a little space apart, if that makes sense for you in a relationship. Obviously, if you're in a committed married relationship and that doesn't make sense, don't do it. But you may benefit from spending some time, just some private time alone, whether it's an hour a day or something, just to reestablish some balance in your life, to fill your own cup a little bit, so that you're not reaching towards someone out of need rather than love or want. If that makes sense. Okay. Well, all right, group one. I hope that helps. I hope it gives just a little bit of insight into how your person feels about you and obviously your relationship right now. So thanks so much for being here. I appreciate your watching. Would love it if you dropped me a comment, gave the video a like if it resonated with you. Let me know that we're connecting, that our energies are vibing. That helps me, and it helps me move forward, and I really appreciate that. So thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group two. All right, today we're taking a look at your person, and we're going to see how they feel about you right now. Now, feelings can change, thoughts can change. People, can feel one thing today and the next thing a month from now. So this is really about right now. Kind of what's going on in their head, what's going on in their heart, in your relationship, or as it pertains to you right now. So let's see what Spirit can tell you. The first card is the Eight of Pentacles. Then we have the Hermit reversed. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Wands reversed. And one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the Empress. All right, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in, and I'm going to listen for some initial messages from Spirit, and then we'll talk about these cards one at a time. So bear with me 1 second, y'all. First thing they're telling me is that they want to believe that your relationship can work out, that it will go the long term. They want to believe that. This is what their heart is telling them. They don't want to believe that it can't last. So it's a good start. What else can you tell me? They're saying that they're aware that it will take some work, as all relationships do. But maybe there's something going on right now that makes that especially prevalent in their mind. But they're telling me they're also aware that you're worth it, that you are someone that is worth the effort, the time and the trouble, the heartaches, the headaches, whatever it is, when relationships either learn how to get along and get on with each other, if it's a newer relationship, or to overcome the challenges and obstacles of a long-term relationship. They're saying that you're worth it. That's how your person feels, that you're worth trying, that you're worth fighting for, that you're worth working for. And that is what they want. And they want to believe it can happen. They don't know it will happen, but they want to think that it can. Okay. So your first card is the Eight of Pentacles. And Spirit's just telling me this represents the work that's needed. Again, whether it's the work of getting used to each other, as in a new relationship you have to, getting into each other's routines, understanding each other's quirks and habits and personalities, or in a longer term relationship, literally working on whatever obstacles come in as they do. They're aware of the work. They're showing me that this person has been in other relationships, at least one other relationship before. And so they do understand that there is work involved in building and maintaining a long-term partnership. They're aware of the work it takes, and they're willing to put the work in to make things work with you and in this relationship. And that's not to say that you two are going through a troubled time. You may not be. But your person is aware that even if you're riding a high right now, that obstacles come, challenges come. Okay. So the next card is the Hermit reversed. The first thing they're saying to me is that they're a little bit afraid of the dark. So let me find out what that means. I'm sure it's not literal, but they're a little fearful of what they don't know. Not knowing what obstacles are ahead, not knowing, again, if you're in a new relationship, not exactly knowing who each other are together, or just because they're aware that obstacles do come into relationships, that a relationship needs to be worked on. They're aware of that and willing to put the work in, but they do have some hesitation and some fear of the unknown. What are those obstacles? What are those things we're going to have to work through? Are they things that they can deal with? And are there things that you can deal with them? The unknown is the biggest negative for them when it comes to you and your relationship. It's not about what they know about you. It's what they don't know. They're aware of what they know about you. They do pay attention. But for whatever reason, and it will be different for everybody, there are things that are either left unsaid or just haven't been discovered yet. And it makes them nervous. It does make them nervous. Okay. Your next card is the Ace of Swords. And they're telling me this is a positive thing. This is what they like about you. This is what they look forward to. They love the new conversations. They love discovering you. What makes you you? They enjoy that. They're really kind of fascinated by you, because spirits tell me you are not like anyone they've ever known. You have a different mindset. You have a different personality. There's something about you that strikes them as very different than previous partners, even, family and friends they may have. They're fascinated by that. They love that you have your own mind, that you go your own way, that you don't play follow the leader. You pave your own path in a way. And they like that about them. They enjoy and are enjoying learning about you, even if you've been together many years. They still find new things to discover about you, and they enjoy that. They do enjoy that. So they enjoy the new things. They enjoy learning about you, but they're also afraid that at some point something will come in that they can't handle, that won't feel good, that, won't be able to be worked through, in a sense. Again, they're telling me that it comes back to the fear of the unknown with them. They do love this about you. All right. So then we have the Queen of Wands reversed. And this really represents your relationship potential. So let me see what Spirit wants to say about that. Bear with me. They're giving me the words, and I'm going to have to figure out what this means, but they're giving me the words. Give me the words fire in the darkness. Fire in the darkness. And I'm believing that to refer back to them being afraid of the dark. But they're saying to me, fire in the darkness. So saying that the relationship potential depends on your ability to light a fire in the darkness. Reveal truths about yourself that you've been holding back. Own, what you think are your faults. Own those things that you feel are weaknesses. They may or may not. They want to know more. And the future of your relationship, in large part, relies on that. It feels a lot like, and take this as it resonates, that there is a need for you to open up more with them. A need for you to open up more. To be the one to reveal your inner secrets, your inner workings. They're telling me your inner workings. They are a little bit more open than you. They're a little bit more cut and dry, which is why you fascinate them so much, because you're different than that. You have stories, you have maybe secrets, and secrets doesn't mean necessarily a bad thing, just some things that you don't share readily. A side of you that feels a bit mysterious. And there's nothing wrong with that. But they need a little bit of light in the darkness. They need to know. They need to know more. They need you to show them that their fears are unfounded. Because the darkness is a bit scary to them. The unknown is a bit scary to them. And they don't know what to think or do about that at this point. So the outcome of your relationship really is it's up in the air. And it's kind of a bit on what you want to do with it, not entirely, of course. So the advice card is the Empress. And Spirits is saying, be you. You be you. If it works for them, wonderful. If it turns them off, then it's time to say goodbye, right? Someone should love you for all the things that you are, not just the things you're comfortable sharing. And I'm not saying you have to share all your secrets, all your, inner everything. But if there are things about yourself or your life or your past that you don't want to share because you're worried that they won't accept them. They're saying you kind of have to. If you want this relationship to have a chance, you have to kind of bare your soul a little bit, to the extent that you can comfortably. But the more light you can shine in the darkness, the more will be revealed, right? It may be that the things you reveal that you are so afraid might turn them off, might actually make them love you more. They might just find that absolutely incredible. The things you're afraid might turn them off, might do just that. It might make them go, oh no, that's more than I can deal with. And if that's the case, then you deserve someone who can take the light and the dark, can take all of you for who and what you are. So don't be afraid to reveal your true self to this person. And let the chips fall where they may. That's Spirit's advice for you. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you the insight you need into how your person feels about you right now and kind of what you can do to either help progress things or open things up with your person. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate you watching, appreciate your comments, your likes. I do offer private readings on my website at pink22tarot.com. They're not always available, but you can join my wait list, and I will let you know when they do come back available if they are currently paused. Sometimes I fill up and I can't take on anymore. So thank you so much. I appreciate you and have a great day. Bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today's reading, we are looking at your person and we're going to see how they're feeling about you right now. So let's just jump right in. Let's see what the cards, see what Spirit can tell you. Okay. Your first card is the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Hermit. The Knight of Cups reversed. The 4 of Swords. And one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the King of Cups reversed. All right. All right, well, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages from Spirit for you. And then we'll talk through these cards one at a time. See what's going on here with your person. Hold on just a sec. The first thing they're telling me is that your person is afraid to be alone. They're not sure they're ready to be in a relationship. So either in a relationship or in a relationship anymore, depending on your status. And I know that's initially, right off the bat, probably not the best news, but stay tuned. There might be, more here that's worth hearing. One sec. They're also afraid of being in a relationship, and you may be in a relationship with this person, an established relationship, but there's still something in them that makes them feel insecure. Like they don't feel quite prepared for, whether it's living with someone, spending all their time with someone, whether you're doing that now or it's early on in the relationship, there's still some insecurities there with your person. But they're also afraid to be alone. So let me see if there's a lot going on with this person. So it's no wonder you're here trying to find out what's going on with them. One sec. You're telling me your person, they're actually fine when they're alone, meaning in the relationship, whatever your relationship looks like. When they're not with you, when they're by themselves, they feel okay. They don't want to be alone all the time. They also feel good when they're with you. They're just not sure they want to be in a relationship all the time. There's a lot of overthinking going on here, a lot of overthinking. Worrying about things that, worried about things that aren't happening. It's like this person anticipates every possible situation or circumstance or problem and worries that that's going to happen. And so they're concerned about that. How do they feel about you? So now we know they're kind of flip-flopping on whether they're meant to be in a relationship, whether it's the best thing for them and for you. But what I'm getting is they also are concerned that they're not going to be good enough for you, or that they aren't good enough for you. They're telling me that this person does care for you deeply. But again, they're afraid. They're afraid. They're saying this, you make them happy. And even that scares them. It's very much an overthinker. Worried about all the things that may or may not happen, even when there's no reason to be afraid. Okay, well, let's jump into the cards. Let's see what else we can find out and any advice Spirit maybe has for you. All right, so the first card is the Five of Pentacles reversed. Again, they're saying they want to be with you or with someone. They want to be in a relationship. They're afraid to be in a relationship. They want to be with you. They're afraid of hurting you. They're also afraid of getting hurt. A lot of insecurities going on here as well. They have been hurt before, and that troubles them. And they've seen a lot of other people. So people in their lives have had troubled relationships, whether it's their parents or friends, siblings. It's almost like they take it as a given that relationships eventually go bad. And they're afraid of that. They are afraid of that. But they still want to be with you. They definitely care about you. Just concerned. It's almost like hiding away and isolating themselves feels like it would be the safest thing, because then there can be no relationship problems. But they're afraid of that as well. Very, very confusing person. A lot of confused energy coming in. The next card is the Hermit. And what they're giving me is that for this person, the biggest obstacle or negative or challenge is that they don't see where this is going, where the relationship is going. So if this reading is for you, there's some uncertainty, whether it's a new relationship or even if it's an established relationship, there's some uncertainty around you, and you would sense this too, I believe, about what is to come for your relationship. They don't like being in the dark. They're one of those people that wants to have it all figured out, that wants to see the future essentially before they step into it. And it can't always be that way, right? We can't always know what's going to happen. Then we wouldn't be living. We'd just be, watching our lives on television. But that is an obstacle for them, is stepping, one step at a time through the darkness, waiting for the light to come, waiting for the realization to come, waiting for things to happen, things to come to fruition, for all the feelings to materialize, for your lives to come together. Whatever is still sort of up in the air for the two of you, it makes them nervous that they don't know. And I would say probably most of you that are resonating with this reading are in a relatively new relationship. And you may be feeling some of this as well, but I don't believe to the extent that your person is. They're very nervous about the unknown, and they don't want to make a mistake. They're scared to death of making a mistake, of losing someone they really care about and could have a future with, or staying with somebody and having it go wrong, having it not work out. All right, so the next card is the Knight of Cups in reverse. And Spirit's telling me this is a positive point for your person. So let me get the details, what they want to say about this. They're telling me that one of the things they love is that they don't have to try so hard with you, that the two of you just get along, that you connect, that you do actually have a good friendship, a good relationship, a good rapport. It's easy. He doesn't have to, or she doesn't have to, I say he because it's a knight, but he or she doesn't have to go out way outside their comfort zone, or work really, really hard to just get along. And that is one of their worries, is that at some point you'll no longer get along. But what they really love about you and love about your relationship is how easy it is, how comfortable you are together, and how you help each other through difficult times or through difficult situations. You may have had conversations about difficult things, and even that feels like it comes easily. And you actually really help them, and they really appreciate that. They're not sure they do enough to help you or to be there for you, but they do recognize that there is a love, a caring, a friendship there that really kind of comes naturally. So the next card is the Four of Swords. And this represents where they think your relationship is going, or where they think the potential is for your relationship. And the simple answer is they don't know. They want to know. They wish they knew, right? They wish they could see in the dark, see into the future, and know that that everything's going to work out and everything's going to be great. But they don't. So they're just giving it time and space, and trying to be patient about any decisions or culminations that they come to, any final answers to where is your relationship headed. They really are kind of putting that to the side to the extent that they can, and they're watching and waiting. And truly, they're overthinking. They are overthinking. They are hopeful that it will be lasting, that it will be peaceful. There has to be some sort of, it may be trauma, it may be just hardship with relationships, either themselves or ones they have witnessed, where there was a lot of upset, where there may have been violence, there may have been a lot of arguing, a lot of upheaval. They really just want peace. They want things to be easy, and they are easy right now, and they love that. They're just scared to death it's not going to stay that way. And so they're watching and waiting. There is no determination on where they think it's headed. Where they hope it's headed is somewhere peaceful, somewhere easy. Of course, no relationship is easy all the time, but one step at a time for them, really, until they get over their wounds. Really, they are wounds. Even if it's someone else's relationship they witnessed, they somehow created scars and wounds in this person that affect them when they're in a relationship themselves. So the advice for you from Spirit is the King of Cups reversed. Let me see what they want to say about this. They're encouraging you to go with the flow, to be kind, to be open, to be generous, to not be afraid to have difficult conversations with them, to not bring up concerns, meaning go ahead and bring up concerns if you have them. Have those difficult conversations. Be yourself, even if it rocks the boat a little bit, because they need to know what it feels like with you when things aren't perfect. And that's not to say create upheaval, by no means, but don't resist it. If there's a difficult conversation you want to have with them, initiate it. If an argument is brewing, I'm not saying argue with them, but don't, tamp it down and forget that it's happening. Initiate those conversations. They're just saying, be yourself. Let things out if they need to come out. Don't be afraid of what may happen, because your person needs to hear your concerns. They need to experience a little bit of rocking the boat, shaking things up. They need to experience that to know whether they can live with it and deal with it. And the truth is, they can live with and deal with a lot more than they think, because what they're imagining is much, much worse than what's really in the cards to happen. If that makes sense with you. So that's Spirit's advice for you if you want to be with this person. Be 100% yourself. No matter how, and I say this gently, how it affects them emotionally. I'm not saying hurt them by any means. I'm not saying don't be compassionate. If compassion is in your nature, be compassionate. It's always good to be compassionate. But when you hide the way, if you were to hide the way you really feel about a situation, or you have difficult questions or concerns, you don't talk about them, they just grow bigger. They just grow bigger. If you can bring these things up early and often, they'll understand that this is just the way relationships go. And that you'll always get through them. You'll talk through things, work through things, you'll be okay. Even if you get in a fight, you'll be okay in a few days or less. They actually need to experience some of that to know that they can handle it. So don't walk around on eggshells. Don't tiptoe around them to avoid rocking the boat. It's just prolonging the inevitable. They need to experience that. And again, not to manufacture it, not to create it, but when it happens naturally, just don't hide it. Don't hide it. All right, group 3. Well, that's what I've got for you. I hope you find that helpful. I hope it gives you just a little bit of insight into your person. They are definitely complicated. So I just wish you lots of love and luck. And I know if this is your person, it will all work out. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. I'm grateful for you. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.